Today is August 31st. We are now a full month into the Buoy 10 season here. And it's been an odd season, and I know when I come to the end of these daily updates here in a few days, I'm sure I'll do a full recap, but just kind of looking back on the month so far, it's been a different season than what we've been used to in the last 5 or 6 years, and maybe even longer than that. Typically we can come out here, find a group of fish, and just keep running laps on them time and time again. And that has not been the case so far this season. And that was true once again here today. We would get a couple of quick bites, and then we'd go cold. Then you hear of a snap 2 miles away, and those boats are on it for a little while, and then 15-20 minutes later, it's done. And it's been interesting, and I really wish there was a way for us to actually track how these salmon move through the estuary, and just so we could have a better understanding of how they're moving through on the different tide changes, because all things being equal for the most part. Granted, last year was a different year just because that we had that really warm water, but in years prior we were still able to run laps on these fish because they were staying essentially in one spot, just moving up and down with the tides, but it was predictable. This year, not the case. But we'll get off that topic and get right back into the report here. A lot of coho around. A handful of Chinook still. I saw some really nice, good quality Chinook here at the dock. We ended up with 2 Chinook and a handful of coho. Lost a bunch, missed a bunch. I think we went through just shy of 40 baits today, so it was really good fishing and a lot of opportunities. Some really good grade coho again here still. And some guys just, when they landed on them, they just flat whacked them. Several guys came in, 10, 12 fish, plenty more opportunities, releasing a bunch more. It's been mostly a bait show with all these coho around, although today we were running some spinners. The green spinners were a bit quiet. The red and white went pretty well today, and the chartreuse blue dot went really well today. As far as locations go, boy, I started out on the church side over there, on the Washington side at the church hole, and that wind was blowing pretty hard. It was really tough because it was coming from the south, so we had to crab constantly into the wind. But there were a lot of fish being caught over there. Eventually the wind just pushed me too far out, and I just didn't feel like we were fishing enough lines to stick around. So we jumped over to the Oregon side, started doing that troll from Hammond all the way down the Red Can line, and hooked a bunch of fish there. I think we hooked like 5 fish in a matter of 20 minutes right in there. So it was a really decent little snap right there along the Red Can line on the last part of the outgo. But just as quickly as it started, it stopped. And I tried tracking them down over against Social Security Beach, down around Buoy 20, and it was just nothing. Then I get a phone call that Hammond, there was a good bite. As soon as I started thinking about heading up there, about 3 minutes later, I make one more phone call, and the bite's done. So we start doing checkerboard and follow those fish all the way up to the bridge, picking them off, one here, one there. Then all of a sudden there's a little flurry, and you'll see 12, 15 fish get caught, and we pick off 1 or 2 and just keep on trying to follow them, and then again the bite dies. So it's been, again, plenty of action, but a little bit on the frustrating side just because we can't stay on top of those fish and really develop a pattern on that group. So I think it's probably just a bunch of smaller groups. It's almost like they're scattered, and when you find them, they push out of there so quickly. It's just tough to really get on them and really start increasing your numbers quickly. But that is our report for today. I'm sure you can tell I'm a little bit tired. That south wind just takes it out of you. Tomorrow's supposed to be south wind again, a little bit of rain. We'll see how that goes, see how that affects the bite. Last time I did this, we actually did really well. Hopefully that'll be the case again here tomorrow. All right, guys, full month in, 31 days, just 5 or 6 more left. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Later.